behalf of the ICFAI Education School, the ICFAI University Dehradun, I extend a warm welcome to all of you present here for this webinar. Many people recently find themselves having difficulty being motivated to keep moving forward with excitement and positive outlook. We live in a time filled with stress and anxiety due to the uncertainty of the recent COVID-19 calamity that has besieged the entire world. A positive mindset is rooted in a sense of gratitude, and that helps us tap into the reality of abundance. That being said, I want to acknowledge that when something bad hits you, you get bombarded with negative thoughts. These negative thoughts can cast even more negativity in already devastating situations. We have all been hit with a bad deal of calamity right now, and the feeling of fear, desperation, grief, sadness are all very real, but it comes down to how long we stay in those feelings and stress about things we can't control. Starting your day, all the COVID-19 bad news or having a call with a negative person in the morning can spoil your entire day. Try to listen or to interact with something positive when you wake up. Go for a walk, have an interaction with the most positive entity of the universe, the beauty of nature. Having a positive mindset can help you avoid stress. Even out of the most challenging and devastating situation, we can find a silver lining. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow if we choose to accept the reality as is and make the best out of it. With a positive mindset, you can avoid many physical and mental diseases as well. If you don't give weight to negative thoughts, you won't cause your body discomfort from stress, anxiety, worry, and frustration. A stress-free mind leads to a stronger immune system, and there is nothing more important during a pandemic like COVID-19. Half of our life's battle can be won if we practice being confident in your abilities. A positive mindset cultivates confidence in your personality, allowing you to perform at your best because of a boosted self-esteem. You can make the right decisions at the right time with confidence. On that note, I would like to begin the program by extending a formal welcome to all our esteemed guests that are present here today. First, I would like to introduce Dr. Muthu Vinay, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the ICFAI University Dehradun. Dr. Muthu Vinay has around 3 decades of rich experience in the field of education, training, planning, management, and consultancy. He is also a certified academic leader by the CALM MHRD. His rich experience in academics, administration, accreditation, system development, human resource development, people management, and retention governance, and building new institutions makes him a pioneer in his field. He has been awarded the Vice Chancellor of the Year award in 2020. Sir, I would now request you to share some motivational words.
Good afternoon to the today's speaker, Mr. Yogesh Chabra, and my colleague, Dr. Meena Bhandari, HOD, ICFAI Education School, and Atulya Verma, faculty member and coordinator for various activities from ICFAI Education School, and today's anchor Sri Vidya, and my dear students and the participants from various parts of the country. And today's topic is specifically be positive. Actually, what to say that I am a be positive man. Means my blood is also a be positive.
Your blood group is also be positive, doctor.
Yeah, be positive. I think all my colleagues of ICFAI Dehradun know that how I inculcate everybody's mind how the positive should be there. Today, the success of ICFAI University from last 2 years because of the positiveness which they inculcated in their minds and they made the university as a success. When the university can become a success with 70 plus 50, 120 positivity, the race. Now, in this COVID situation, how when you are positive, it will be the more impact. Now, in the first phase, nobody talked about the positiveness of this impact of this COVID. Now, if you see from last 15 days or 20 days, I am getting daily one message talking about positivity where your immune system becomes more positive. You smile daily. You talk positive things. What our Vidya was telling, that talk positivity. Don't talk about negative about the COVID and all the things. If you are happy in a day, 4 hours, your immune system becomes more strong. I'm not saying that. Daily I receive the WhatsApp messages telling the seven. I think everybody might have received. In that 7 points will be there. 7 points are the positiveness completely. And I'm sure that today's session on positivity of this COVID will be useful to all the participants of today's session. And I appreciate the ICFAI education school who have taken the initiative like this topic, wherein it will be more knowledgeable. And one thing I want to submission to everybody, there are 57 participants are there in this today. When whatever the Yogesh tells, if you implement 20%, I'm not telling 100%, 20%, I'm telling to you, you will become more positivity, and this COVID, whatever the coronavirus will run away from you completely. Nobody can touch that completely. And again, submission, all of you, request all of you, take care of yourself, your parents, your children, and wherever you are there, be positive and make the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the motivational words. Now, I would like to invite our guest speaker for the day, Mr. Yogesh Chabria. He is a well-renowned leader in field of human potential. He started selling toys at the age of 5, came out with his first IPO when he was 12 years old, started investing with only rupees 750 at the age of 16. He believes that everyone deserves to be happy and have fun while achieving their goals. Mr. Yogesh Chabria is one of the best-selling author and the founder of the Happiness Way, a global initiative to help people discover their own inner greatness and lead fulfilling life in all areas. His transformative programs and seminars have benefited leaders at Fortune 500 companies, IITs, members of the European Parliament, TEDx Entrepreneurs Organization, members of the royal family, and people from all walks of life in over 100 countries, from students to billionaires. To find out more, you can even visit his website, that is www.happinair.com. Sir, I would like to proceed with your motivational speech today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, Dr. Muduvene. Thank you very much, Dr. Meena Bhandari, Atulya, ma'am. Thank you very much for your kind words, firstly. And as you know, Dr. Muduvene said, if you implement, you will get the results. So before we start, we'll make it interactive, so it will not be one-way communication where only I am speaking. Before we start, I want to share a small story with you. And in today's session, if you like something I say, implement it. If you don't like something I say, just leave it. So I will share a story with you. Some of you might have heard this story also. So, once there were 2 donkeys, and these 2 donkeys were walking on the road in the city of Bombay, Mumbai. And how many of you here have been in Mumbai? Type in the chat. If you have been to Mumbai ever, type in the chat, yes, I have been. If you have not been, you can type no. I can read the chat because That way we will also get some interactivity from all of you. You have been, Rekha Chauhan has been, Bavu Roy has been, Arjun Bartwal has been. Actually, most of you have been. Oh, Sakshi Tikku is already in Mumbai. Okay. So you have been. Now in Mumbai, we have a lot of potholes. That is a fact. We have a lot of potholes, and sometimes they dig very deep potholes. You might have seen it if you have been to Mumbai. Now once there were two donkeys. Two donkeys were walking on the roads of Mumbai, and both of them fell in a pothole. Two potholes were there, deep potholes. Some of these potholes are deep. They should put those barricades, but they don't. So the first donkey who fell down, very deep, it was around 15, 20 feet deep. That donkey started complaining. He started abusing. He said, why are there so many potholes? Why have I been born in Mumbai? And as he was complaining and abusing, the workers around did not see. They started digging and filling up the potholes. The second donkey was there. On one hand, he could listen to his friend who was abusing, complaining, cursing his luck. But he says, if I abuse, if I curse, if I complain, will anything change in my life? No, nothing will change. So he said, let me use my mind. So every time dust came on him, mud came on him, he quickly stamped and climbed on the mud. More dust came, more he climbed up. More dust came, more he climbed up, till they had filled up both the holes. And one donkey who was just sitting and complaining got covered and buried, while the other one came out. What do you learn from this small story? Can you type it out? Let's see what you learn. Everybody, you can type it out. We'll also take some questions, but I like to have it as an interactive session. What do you learn? Let's see who comes up with some idea or solution. What did you learn from this small story? Some of you might say, we will never visit Bombay. There are too many potholes. Remya is saying, try and try again, you will get the result. Rekha Chauhan, that's right. Instead of complaining, he made efforts, correct. Baivob Roy, we need to keep trying. Arjun Bartwal, every challenge has an opportunity. Who is Arjun Bartwal? Can you put on your video, Arjun? Can I unmute yourself? Can you unmute Arjun, please? Can you give him the permission to unmute? Mr. Arjun Bartwal. Can somebody unmute our friend? Others are saying, scope of excellence. Yes. Are you a student at ICFAI?
Yes, I'm studying at ICFAI. I'm studying my B.Ed right now, and I work with the Dehradun school in Dehradun.
What do you mean by this? I liked what you said. What do you mean?
So whenever there is a challenge, yes, whenever there is any challenge. I'm a professional golfer. I used to be before. So I do understand, understanding how to keep your mind in control under situations. And when the greatest opportunities do usually present us, they also come as a big challenge to us. And, at that moment, if we are able to accept it, keep our mind in control, we may be able to find a solution. Otherwise, the simplest way is like the first donkey to just give up and start abusing and think, why is this happening to me? So I think as there was a challenge, that there was mud being thrown on the person, one person just decided to start abusing, and the other person used that same very mud as a stepping stone each time to make sure that he was not buried under the mud. So he saw what was changing in his environment. And the moment we can take cognizance of what changes in our environment, if we can control that factor or use that factor in a way which can support us or make things better for us than what it is right now, I think that's what I meant by every challenge has an opportunity.
I think you should all give a big hand of applause to Arjun. I really like what you said. Exactly, that is what it is. All of you, Sakshi, Deepshika, all of you have shared something similar. Exactly, every time there is a challenge, there is also a hidden gift. There is also a hidden opportunity. And today, I feel we are faced with one of the biggest challenges. And out of this challenge, we can also find so many things. We can find so many new solutions, new ways of doing things. And if we discover that, our mind will be positive, we will be able to move ahead and do so much. Now, I want you to do a simple exercise. This will be the theme today. I want you to do a simple exercise right now. All of you, close your eyes. All of you, close your eyes. Forget about everything. Just close your eyes. Forget about WhatsApp. Forget about me. Everything. Just close your eyes. You've closed your eyes. Feel free, completely free. And now, in a state of complete freedom, think, what is the purpose of your life? Why are you here? What is the purpose you have been sent to this planet Earth? Why are you here? What is the purpose of your life? And just think for a few seconds. We don't do this very often, I know. For some of you, it might be very challenging. You might have confusion, you might have unclarity. That's fine. And now, come back to the moment, open your eyes. What did you get? What purpose did you get? Would you like to share? Would somebody like to share in the chat? What sort of purpose did you get for your life? And I'll tell you why this is important. And how this affects your immunity, how live in the present, Ramya, okay? You're saying live in the present, be happy, okay? You can all share. I'll share a small example with you. So last year, when this pandemic happened, happiness and achievement, Deepshika Jaiswal, I love going out. I hate being restricted, So I remember I was like the first donkey in the beginning. I was complaining, why is this happening? Should I blame China? Who should I blame? Why am I restricted? And I thought, it was not helping me. And then I picked up a book. This is a book I think all of you can read. It's a story of a man called Viktor Frankl. So Viktor Frankl was a man. He was a psychologist in Germany. And in Germany, what happened was he used to do a lot of research on the mind. The Nazis came, and one fine day he gets picked up. He's a Jew, he gets picked up. The first thing they do is they take away everything. They take away all the things he has. So, and he has just like a notebook, He just has a notebook like that, which is like all his works research. And he tells the people, please let me have that. That's my works research. Don't take that. You can take everything else. They say, no, they take it, they throw it away, they burn it. They remove all his clothes. They take a blade, they shave off his hair, they shave off his eyebrows, they shave off all his hair on the body. They strip him naked. They spray him with water. And they make him wear prison clothes. And he watches, he watches his family being tortured, being killed. He gets food once in 4 days, once in 5 days. He's beaten. But out of this, Viktor Frankl gets a realization. And the realization is so powerful. The realization he gets is that these guards have only control over my external body. They don't have control over my mind. They don't have control over my insides. And from this, he gains an insight of freedom. And from this, he starts creating a vision. So his vision is that he wants to share his understanding of mankind, of psychology with everybody in the world. And he creates a vision in his mind. So he visualizes that, I'm writing this book, I'm helping people, I'm sharing my message. And in the prison, he says, I could make out when somebody would die. Because the person who's going to die gives up his zest for life. And when you give up your zest for life, when you give up that, it shows in your body language, it shows in your mindset, and automatically the immunity goes down. And he survives. So this man, he survives. He escapes from that camp. And you know how he escapes? That's why it's very important to have a positive mindset, because his positive mindset helped him escape. And I'll tell you, this is a little grim, but I'll tell you, what he does is, in the concentration camp, dead bodies are thrown away. So he removes all his clothes, he pretends to be dead. And he goes and lies down with those dead bodies. He can smell death, and he lies down there. He gets thrown away in a place. He walks out. I know it's grim, it's dark, but that's what he does. He comes out, he's naked, somebody helps him, he wears clothes, he goes, and then he writes his book. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. Exactly. Some of you have sent a message, Sakshi Tikku, Man's Search for Meaning. Exactly. This book is called Man's Search for Meaning. And I read this book, And it made me realize, that whatever we have today, we can look at it as a gift, because only if we look at it as a gift, we can move ahead. And one way to build your immunity or find any disease is to have a higher purpose. And if that purpose is beyond you, if it is encompassing more people, you will work better. So if your purpose is just you, your scope will be limited. If it's your family, it will be more. If it is your community, it will be even more. If it is your city, it will be even more. If it is your country, it will be more. And if it is humanity, it will be even more, because you will get this inner power from within. And each one of us has this power. We are like a seed, Atulya ma'am has a beautiful painting I can see on her wall of a tree. But even that tree which she has, on her wall, I don't know who's painted it. On Atulya ma'am's wall, I can see a painting of a tree. I don't know who's painted it, but every tree was a seed once. Every tree was just a seed. And from that seed, through nourishment, through the right mindset, through right care, sunlight, it came out. And if you look at anybody, so I was reading, there's a 102-year-old lady in Gujarat. She was able to beat COVID. How many of you know of her? A 102-year-old lady in Gujarat. Do you know of this lady? So there was a 102-year-old lady. She was able to beat COVID. Her son is around 70, 75. And she says, this was around 15, 20 days again. Yes, somebody saying yes. Prerna, what's her name? I don't recall her name. I just took the essence of the story. Deepshika, if some of you can check the name Deepshika Jaiswal, you can write the name down. So she says, so she was able to beat it in no time. And she says it's because of the mindset. And she says so many times, young people don't have the mindset, and that's why they give in. But if you have the mindset that, no, I'm going to fight this out. My immunity is strong, I am strong, you will be able to move ahead. And she was able to recover, and she's 102 years old, 102 years old. Just imagine, it's all in the mind. And if you look at life, that's why it's very important to have a mission. So whatever, Kusum, okay, Harshal, Gunwan, thank you very much for sharing, Harshal. Kusum Soni, right? Her name is Kusum Soni. I was not remembering. That's why it's very important to have a higher goal, a higher purpose. So every morning when you get up, whatever your goal is, if you strive with focus towards your goal. So if it's your work, focus on your work, whatever it is, because then your mindset, your energy is going towards productive things. I'll give you an example. Okay, if we want to look at news, I don't watch news because I don't think it helps me. So I don't watch news, and I'm not always constantly in the cycle of news. I'll give you an example. So in India, around on an average, 2019, over 350,000 people die in car accidents. This is a statistics. 350,000 people die in car accidents in India. Okay. If you were to blow that statistic out of proportion, I'm not trying to minimize COVID or the impact, it's there. But if you were to blow any statistic out of proportion and say, okay, I'll never sit in a car because 350,000 people have died in a car accident, I will never sit in a car. So you will enter a state of fear. Yes, you should take precautions, drive safely, don't drink and drive, put on your seatbelt, don't break signals. Yeah, but at the same time, don't let fear overtake your mind. As doctor was saying, because fear reduces your immunity, happiness, joy, and having a higher purpose. I'll give you another example. We'll take some questions. Okay. What is Sushi? Sushila Pathak. Okay, Sushila Pathak. It's not Kusum Soni, it is Sushila Pathak. The name is not important. The lesson, the message is important. Okay. It's very important to have a higher purpose. Every morning when you get up, if you have a higher purpose, you'll have a clarity of mind. How many of you know the story of Neil Armstrong? Neil Armstrong and his friend Buzz Aldrin. You could say yes, no, whatever. Who was Neil Armstrong? Let's see, put it in the chat. Neil Armstrong, I'm sure many of you know. Yes, some of you are there. Yeah, he's an astronaut. Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon. There's a movie also, Arjun. I think you might have seen the movie. It's called First Man. So Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, America and Russia are in a challenging time. There's a Cold War. So everything. So because of the Cold War, America went to the moon because they were competing with Russia. I feel if India is competing with China, it's a good thing because we work harder, we move ahead, right? So America goes to the moon. Yes, Lippi Ramola, he's the first person, he steps on the moon. But what happens to their life afterwards? If you look at it, they go to the moon, they come back, but Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, all these guys, when they come back, they enter a state of depression. Buzz Aldrin, who went with Neil Armstrong, becomes an alcoholic. And the reason, do you know the reason they enter this state is because as a kid, it was their dream, or it's every kid's dream, to go to the moon. They achieved that goal. But once they achieved that goal, they did not have anything to look forward to. So when the morning they woke up, they didn't have any excitement. They didn't have anything to look up to. Yes, they made money. They got fame, whatever. But every morning when you get up, if you don't have anything to look forward to, if you don't have a mission, if you don't have a higher purpose, you become lost. And that's what happened to them. They became lost. And had they had a higher purpose, it could be anything. It could be serving humanity. It could be educating children about space. It could be the simplest of things. It could be serving food to somebody. Anything. If you don't have a higher purpose, you will give in. So they did a lot of research. There's a book called Ikigai. They did research. Why do some people live until 100, 105 and they lead happy lives? One of the key things is because they have something to look forward to and they're involved in work, productive work. That's why I tell people never retire. Some of you might be professors, some of you might be the dean. My friendly suggestion to you is if you want to lead a happy, long life, be involved in some way. Don't just retire. Be involved in some way or the other to give back. And if you study people, if you study a lot of politicians live very long lives, 95, 100, a lot of business people who are working, they live very long lives because their mind is constantly engaged in the right things. And, you might have heard that an empty mind is who can finish that for me? You can say it out. Some of you said it out loudly.
Devil's workshop.
Exactly. Because if your mind is empty, you're going to think about stupid things, If your mind is empty, it's going to get filled up with stupid things. So I read these books and I got involved in some projects. And I want all of you, to use this time wisely, to get involved in something that is higher. And, the beauty of this is there's so many things new coming out. Knowledge has become so easily accessible. Before this, if you wanted to attend a session by me, I would have to travel, you would have to travel, so many things. But today we can connect so easily, Now use this space, and so many new technologies are going to come out. Some of you are young, some of you are in college. It's actually the best time to develop new things. So how to use technology? I was speaking to somebody at IIT Madras. They have developed 3D printing right now. So they have 3D printed a house. A house has been created 3D printing. Now, so many new opportunities are coming up. It is your choice. Either you're like the first donkey, you give in, and nobody's going to care. Let me tell you, nobody's going to care. Whether I'm here or not, nobody's going to care. There's 7.3 billion people. We are a small speck in the universe, but it's going to make all the change to you. So if you make a decision today, know that this moment, time is precious. This moment, I'm going to make the maximum use of my time. I'm going to have a goal. I'm going to have a mission. Every day, I'm going to learn. I don't have any control over the external. I don't know whether this pandemic is going to get over in 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 100 years. I have no idea. But I have complete control over my mind, over my body, over my spiritual growth, over my knowledge, what I'm learning. And if you decide that, it's infinite. I mean, every day I'm reading something, I'm learning something, and it's so powerful. And that's how you build your immunity. And that's how you keep moving ahead. In school, we were there in school, there could be 2 kids. One kid would complain about the teacher is not teaching well, the facilities are not good. And there's another kid, who would sit under a street lamp or go to the terrace, pick up whatever book they have and read it. Today, things are so easy. At the click of a button, you can learn anything. You can go attend a course. You can learn so many things. It's up to you. Whether you waste your time on Instagram, looking at things that don't add value to your life, it's junk food, The way you have junk food, you have junk information, All of that is junk information. It's not going to change anything in your life. Or you get involved in something productive. And when you get involved in something productive, you don't have time to listen to all the stupid things around you. And everything you see is a gift. How many of you, if you remember, if you speak to somebody from the earlier generation, I see all of you are young. When Hiroshima and Nagasaki happened, a nuclear bomb fell on Japan. People died. It was unfortunate. But At that moment, everybody said Japan is finished. Everybody you spoke to said Japan is finished. But the people of Japan came out stronger and they built a strong economy. They worked. It's the same with Germany. They lost the Second World War, but today they are the strongest economy in Europe. I believe, some of my friends, their father, one of my friends, his father is in the hospital, but there are challenges. But at the same time, I have seen common people come out and help. People who I did not know have gone out, arranged oxygen, so many things. Now, out of this comes a greater awakening. And we have to focus on this area. There is a lot of potential in our country. There is a lot of scope. And I believe out of this, a greater awakening will come. New opportunities will come. And it is for each one of us to go out and get those opportunities, grab those opportunities. Shri Vidya ma'am shared a few things, very practical. I think all of you might be knowing it. It's basic things. I'll just repeat it. This is something I do. I love having a routine, because if you have a routine, it makes things easy. So every morning, for example, in addition to brushing my teeth, I do something which is very powerful. It's called Jal Niti. It's a yogic kriya, Jal Niti, very strong. You can check it out. You take warm water, put some salt in it, take it from your nose, remove it from this side, take it from this side, remove it from this side. It clears up your nose. Just 1 hour of exercise. So get some sunlight. Sunlight is very important. If you are in a lockdown, just go to your roof. If you have a roof, try to go somewhere. It's people think you need to have only a mask. No, a mask is like a safety belt in a car. But if your car has no petrol, a car doesn't have engine, it won't move ahead. A mask is a very small part of it. I'm not saying don't wear a mask. It's a small part of it. You need to build up your immunity. And one way is sunlight and exercise. Eat healthy, be happy, meditate. We have meditation programs. Every week we have a meditation. Every week, every 2 weeks, we have a meditation session. It's free. If any of you want to be a part of it, you could let us know. I'll share the details who you can connect with. Because, when your mind is calm, when it's not constantly being bombarded with information, it increases your immunity. So I'll share something. We'll take some questions. I'll share this. So, we have a hormone called cortisol. So cortisol is your stress hormone. And a little bit of stress is good, let me tell you that. So what is the reason? 20,000 years or 30,000 years ago, you and me used to live in a jungle, right? Mankind used to live in a jungle. We didn't have homes. And when you saw a tiger or a lion, your body released cortisol. And why did it release cortisol? So you become active and you run away, right? And once you ran away, the cortisol went. Today, what is happening? You're constantly hearing this news. So the cortisol is constantly being released. And because cortisol is being released, people have high blood pressure, they have heart issues, they have cholesterol, they have diabetes, because their cortisol is constantly being released. That's why things like meditation, disconnecting. After 6 in the evening, turn off your mobile data. Turn off your mobile data, turn off your Wi-Fi, do other things, spend time with your family, pick up a book, read a book, listen to music, dance, exercise, eat healthy. All those things will help you increase your immunity. And your focus, your mind's focus is very important. And should we take some questions? I think we have half an hour. Let's take some questions. I can keep going on and on, but I really like it when we interact.
Sir, I need to ask you one thing.
Yes, ask me. That is Miss Rekha Chauhan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me.
So do you think that just words of sympathy and positivity can help a person who is going through with a lot of problems and he is suffering, but just words of sympathy and positivity can solve his problem? See,
ma'am, I do not like to use the word sympathy. I know it sounds harsh. If a person has fallen in a ditch, you can be sympathetic, you can cry with him, but if I cry with him, it will not help him. So I will give him my hand. I will extend my hand to him, or I will call the fire brigade, throw a rope down. Now, a lot of it is in that person's hand. I believe change is in your hand. Nobody on the outside can change you. Your change has to come from within. For example, I'll make it very simple. You go to a yoga teacher or you go to a gym. Our friend Arjun Barthwal might have gone to a gym. He played golf, or he went to a golf course he might have gone to. The teacher can give him the golf stick, can tell him, this is how you hit. But the practice you have to do. You have to take the action. I cannot eat your food. I cannot eat food or digest food for you. Can I? Even if I'm the best person, I cannot. I cannot exercise for you. You have to do those things. So, it is the input. You take the input. So, if you take a positive input, it of course helps you. But how do you process it? How do you take an input?
Yes.
You look at the body. How do you take an input? One is through your eyes. What do you see? Your ears. What do you hear? Your nose. What do you smell? Through your mouth. What do you taste? And through your skin, what do you touch? Now, you take these inputs, but your processing happens based on your subconscious, based on your psychology. Now, the same input, if you look at the donkey, both the donkeys got the same input. They fell in the ditch, but their internal processing was different. And your internal processing power changes based on how you train your mind, how you read, what do you learn. So, for example, I was reading about Nelson Mandela, who was 27 years in jail, 28 years in jail. So it helps me train my internal mindset that even though he was in jail, he was able to do something. So all these good thoughts, good ideas are training, but the final action you have to take. Nobody else can take for you. I cannot take responsibility for your success or failure. It is only you. Did that help you, ma'am?
Yes, I got it.
Most welcome. Yes, what other questions? You could unmute yourself or type it in the chat. However, we are not too many people.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
yes, ma'am. Your name is a code. So I
No,
don't.
ma'am, that's my actually ID, enrollment ID, and my
What
name
is
is Prerna.
Prerna. Okay, Prerna means inspiration.
That's true. So I want to ask you one thing. Has there been a time in your life when you were so negative that you felt like giving up? So how did you cope that thing in your life?
See, we have moments. All of us have certain moments. We all have moments when we are, why am I in this situation? Why did God or the divine put me in that situation? We always think that. Sometimes we think it. And if I tell you I have never had moments like that, I would be lying. But the trick is to reduce that time. Instead of spending 1 hour in that thought, reduce it to half an hour, reduce it to 15 minutes, reduce it to 1 minute, reduce it to 30 seconds, reduce it to 10 seconds. And one very good way of doing it is, I'll tell you, Prerna, when you have such a moment, the first thing is start moving your body. Because your body and mind is linked. Have you seen somebody who's sad and depressed, how their face and shoulders are? Their shoulders droop, their voice is soft. Now, if you change your body, if you're feeling like that, play some music. Who's your favorite musician, Prerna? Dance music. Who's your favorite dance musician?
So nothing is particular, but all Bollywood music, like all are fine.
Which one are you listening to now?
Right now I'm listening to Jubin Nautiyal.
Okay. Whatever you are listening to, play it and dance. Move your body, jump, close your door, in privacy, dance. Once you start sweating, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, once your body starts sweating, your body is releasing stress hormones. And your body starts understanding, if I have control over my body, I can take control over other things. So the small things, small things, there are people who are in paralysis who came out by starting to focus only on a finger. Once they gained control over the finger, they said, I can control over 2 fingers, 3 fingers, my hand, my arm, and everything. So start by moving your body, by focusing. So go cycling, exercise, because when you go that is a form of meditation too. Once you go in that, you start changing your mindset. And the next thing you can do is start becoming grateful. Thank you, God, at least I have eyes. At least I can move my body. At least I have an internet. At least I can understand what this guy Yogesh Chabria is saying. Some of it might be stupid, some of it might be good. It doesn't matter, but at least I can understand it. At least I can have a video call with 60 people, 70 people, good people from all over the world, So when you start saying thank you, when you start doing shukrana, all ancient religions, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Judaism, Buddhism, they say you should be grateful. And for the smallest thing, go out of your window. If you can see the sun, be grateful. If you can drink water, be grateful, because out of that gratitude, more things come. And then have a goal. So have a goal. Okay, this is a challenge. How many of you have gone on a trek? Have you ever gone on a trek, Prerna? You've never gone on a trek? Okay. You should go on a trek. You have gone. Arjun has gone on a trek. If you have gone on a trek, type it. Now, when you go on a trek, try going on a trek, Prerna. It will help your life in many ways. I believe nature is the biggest teacher. A lot of things we learn from nature. I want to go on the top of the hill. 5 of us, 6 of us. Sometimes we do retreats, 20 of us, 30 of us, we want to go there. Now, on that journey, so many challenges. Satyam Chatwal has, that is nice. So many challenges will come. Some of you might fall, you might bruise your knee, you might feel the sun is hot, you will be sweating, you will be tired, you might trip. But in that journey, there is a pleasure. So the pleasure is not really reaching that top. The pleasure is that journey. And that is life. The pleasure is not reaching the goal. So when I'm writing a book or anything, yes, we reached, the book might do well. So I'm writing the Gita, my commentary on the Gita now, because I feel it's a very powerful book. A lot of times people tell me, Yogesh, the Gita is very complex. So I'm simplifying it in my own way. I'm no professor. So the pleasure is in the journey. It is not in reaching the goal, And the challenges that come with it, you look at it as a game. When you were a kid, would you play Chor Police? Or Chupa Chupi you would play, right? The fun was in the running. The fun was not in catching somebody. The fun was in the chasing. The fun was in the running, in the hiding. So that is how you look at your life. So every time you say, okay, what is the best I can do? I faced challenges. So when I was 16, I came to India. I was alone. My parents were not here. They were in Tehran. I was lonely. I was sad. But then I said, okay, how do I make the most of this moment? I started working. I started learning. I started reading. And when you look at around, the reason I say, feed your mind with good thoughts and good ideas, because if people around you are, and they could be anywhere, APJ Abdul Kalam, Mahatma Gandhi, so many great people are there, and you can read their book for such 500 rupees, 400 rupees, you can read a book because you will get inspired, because everybody goes to struggle. Everybody faces challenge, Only a dead person faces no challenge. So if you're facing no challenge, you're dead or you're living like a dead person. It's like the sea. Waves keep coming, right? If a sea has no waves, it's a dead sea. The dead sea has, it's a dead sea. So every time is a challenge. Look at it as a game. Try it out. Hope that was of help. Yeah. What else? What other questions do you have? Sakshi Tikku, nature can have a very calm and refreshing effect. Yeah, we learn so much from nature. Who else has a question? Feel free to share. You could type it out. I will share something with you till you all come up with your questions. This will sound again dark. Some of you at ICFAI might be thinking we called Yogesh to give us a motivating session, but he's speaking about dark things. But no, I'll tell you something. Many times, a near-death experience can be very freeing. I've had 2 near-death experiences in my life, and it makes me value life more. Because you value life when you experience that. 2 times I've had it. Once, when I was around 6 years old, I was just coming out of my school bus, and I'm walking, and I fall down. There's a gutter, and probably 6, 7, 10 feet, and I'm a short guy, and I fall in the gutter. I can't breathe, and nobody is throwing mud on me like the donkey, which I could climb out. And I have water going in my nose, in my mouth. I can't breathe, and I just pray to God. I believe that there's some divine force. I said, no, I don't want to die. I want to live. I just pray. And somehow, from somewhere, a hand comes, lifts me out, picks me up. I manage to tell I'm in this building on the 6th floor. He carries me home, rings the bell, gives me to my mother, and goes away. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about my religion. What's my religion? Whether I'm an Indian. This was in Tehran. Whether I'm an Indian, whether I'm an African, nothing he cares. He doesn't want money. He doesn't want fame. I don't even know who that person is. He just saves my life. And that one thing brings back my faith in humanity. Each one of you has it in you. Even the most terrible person, let me tell you, even the most bad person who's terrible, if he sees a child falling down, your heart will want to go and pick up that person. Isn't it so? If you see a child falling, would you not want to go and pick up the child? Yes or no? Yes. Because somewhere in your heart you have humanity. That was my first experience. And my second experience was, I was on a plane. I was on my plane. I was coming from London to Bombay. There's a plane. The plane is going. My father is there. My mother is there. My sister is there. All are there. And suddenly we can't breathe. There is no oxygen. The oxygen, and everybody around me is sleeping. And I look around and I can't breathe. And the lights are off. And the oxygen level in the plane is falling. I can feel it. You can't breathe. Everything becomes hot. And the air hostess, nobody is there. The steward is not there. Lights are off and the plane starts shaking. And after some time, the pilot announces that the engine has failed. We are at the thing. And again, I pray to God. I say, no, I want to do a lot of good work in life. It is not my time to go. I just pray. And then that plane makes an emergency landing in Tehran. It was again, it makes a landing. We come out, they fix the plane. Again, we fly. Again, the engine of the same plane fails. Again, it comes down and again it comes. And all these experiences, when you have these experiences, you start treasuring life even more. So if you have experienced anything like that, somebody, our physical body is going to go. Everybody who's born, physical body is going to go. There is no scientist here, nobody who can argue with that. But at the same time, the moment we have today, it is precious. Value it, Give it your best. And if you start giving it your best, all the good things will come to you. As it says in the Gita, you do your best, whatever it is. If I am doing this session, I will give it my best. Some of you might like it, some of you might not like it. That is not in my hand. Some of you might benefit, some of you might not benefit. That is not in my hand. But what is in my hand? To give it my best. And you apply this to every single area of your life, and you will see a huge transformation. Okay, so I wanted to share that. Some more questions. I think we have a question from Shraddha Gupta. Where is Shraddha Gupta? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Shraddha Gupta. What is your question?
So my question is we are in the pandemic situation right now. Everything is locked down. Everybody is staying at home. So a lot of people face depression right now because they are unable to go out. They are unable to enjoy. They are unable to meet their family, friends. So what can we do, right? Staying at home. What meditation or what we can read, we can do a lot of stuff. But sometimes it also gives us depression that we can't read for so long. We can't read for 24 hours. So I would like to have your viewpoint, what we can do for that.
Shraddha Gupta, you are absolutely right. You cannot read for 24 hours. You have to do other things. You have to sleep. You have to eat your food. You might have to do chadu katka also. If you don't have anybody to do it, you might have to cook. Many things, correct?
Yes.
Now, first thing is, I think whoever came up with this word social distance
Yes.
is a fool. Because we don't have social distance. He should have said, he or she, I don't know, most likely it was a guy who came up with this word. They should have come up with a word called physical distance.
Yes.
Not social distance. We shouldn't have social distance. We should be socially close. Today, there are 70 of us on this meeting, on this Zoom meeting, we are having. We don't have any social distance. We have physical distance. We have social closeness. So first thing I request, ICFAI or anybody, stop using this word social distance, because socially we have to be close. We have to share our, challenges, because only if we share our challenges, we will come out stronger. So firstly, Shraddha, you don't have social distance. So if you have a friend, you can still pick up the phone and call your friend. He or she, whoever is your friend, you can call. And you should, because when you speak to somebody, human beings are social creatures. We are social animals. So just because you are alone at home, that doesn't mean you cannot pick up the phone and call your friend. In fact, this is the chance to connect more. So that is the first thing you should do. Yes. Organize a meeting with friends. Earlier, you would go to some coffee shop, cafe coffee day, or you would go to some place. Wouldn't you go, Shraddha?
So cafe coffee day.
You would go to cafe. 4 of your friends, 5 of your friends would come. You would joke, you would laugh, Correct?
Yes, sir.
You would look at whatever you would do, right? You can still do the same thing online.
Yes, sir.
You can still do the same thing online. So you try to see how can you maximize the situation. Yes, physically you cannot go out. Yes, you shouldn't also because of the situation, but try to see with the existing things how you can make the most. And when you start doing this creative, you can play a game with your friends, you can play a board game with your friends online, you can connect with them, you can have a meetup, you know,
Yes, sir.
all those things you can do. You can take part in some courses. There are so many courses. As I told you, we have a free meeting every week. You can come, you can attend, you can share ideas. Like here, you are sharing some ideas. We get clarity. And when we share our challenges, even solutions come out.
Yes, sir.
And another thing is have a routine. So in your routine, what do you need? You need physical fitness. So put something for physical fitness, maybe 1 hour in the day, 1 hour in the evening, If you don't have help at home, help people at home. Do jhadu, do katka. It is very good for your physical fitness. And that is how you come out of your challenging things and your challenging mindset. Now, on the other hand, if you look at only what you don't have, it will bring you down. There's a saying, that who is a poor person? A poor person is somebody whose desires are more than the money he has. So somebody can have $100 million, but his or her desires can be for $1 billion. That person is poor. So what you have now, you say, okay, this is the situation. How best can I use it? And when you reach out to people, Shraddha, people are more helpful now because people understand the times. And
Yes,
today,
sir.
it doesn't matter. You reach out, you reach out to people, you will find people to help you out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for answering that.
Most welcome, Shraddha. Okay, we have another
Hello, sir.
question. Yes. Who is that?
Sir Ashray.
Yes. How are you doing,
So
Ashwin?
sometime I'm doing fine. So how are you?
Very well. Thank you.
So I was asking. Sometimes we start doing things, but we couldn't keep ourselves doing it. The consistency lags. We don't do it. We were like, okay, we'll do it tomorrow, and then things just messed up. So how to keep ourselves keep going? That was my
See,
question.
Ashwari, I know what you mean. There are a lot of people, they start something in zest. I will exercise every day. I will create a new YouTube channel. I will start a blog. I will do this for 5 days,
Yes, sir.
7 days, they are active. But suddenly they don't see results, so they give up.
Yes, sir.
They don't see the result. They want to lose weight. For 1 week, they are active. They say, yaar, पेट कम ही नहीं हो रहा है मेरा, छोड़ दो. Now the thing is, that is the thing. The thing is, you start enjoying the process. That is why when you read the Gita, Krishna is telling Arjun, fight your battle, enjoy the process. The result is not in your hand, but the process is in your hand. If I want to become fit, I want to become lean, I had put on weight, I want to become lean. If I only think that, I want to lose weight, I'm not enjoying the process. But if I flip it, I start enjoying the process. I actually enjoy the process of going out in the sun and taking a walk. I actually enjoy the process of playing music and dancing and sweating it out. I actually enjoy the process of sitting down and writing. I actually enjoy the process of doing business. If you start enjoying the process, that habit becomes a part of your life. Do you brush your teeth, Ashwari?
Yes, sir.
Do you brush it once or twice?
So once,
You brush
to
it.
be honest.
To be honest, there's nothing wrong. Why do you brush your teeth once, Ashwari?
So because it's a habit, I guess in the morning I do it to keep myself clean and
It is a habit. How did this habit form?
my mother I think helped me to do that.
Your mother told
Like
you
it's a childhood.
when
Yeah.
you were a child, your mother told you, Ashwari beta, अगर आप brush नहीं करोगे, आपके दांत सड़ जाएंगे. Correct?
Yeah.
काले हो जाएंगे, सड़ जाएंगे.
Yeah, she said the same thing for the chocolate also, but that's the difference.
Chocolate खाओगे तो दांत कर. Correct? Very simple.
Like keep eating it.
Very simple. She might have repeated it 1,000 times to you. And when you were a baby,
Yeah,
she made you brush. Now it's a habit. It's the same thing. अगर आप exercise नहीं करोगे तो आप तंदुरुस्त नहीं रहोगे. Very simple.
Yes,
अगर आप exercise नहीं करोगे, आपकी immunity नहीं बढ़ेगी. So very simple things, if you inculcate in your brain and you do it for say 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, in the beginning it's going to be tough. In the beginning, if you have never done something, it takes time to adjust. It's like driving or learning to ride a cycle. If you've never ridden a cycle, you are shaky. But you stick to it, It's okay. Even if you fall and get a bruise, again come back. And if you stick to it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, it becomes a habit. And those habits, if you put the right habits, they can change your life. So whatever you want to do, look at it. Exercise is a simple habit. Eating right is a simple habit. Reading is a simple habit. Working with honesty is a simple habit. Being dedicated is a simple habit. Being punctual is a simple habit. If I have a session at 3, I will make sure I'm there at 15 minutes to 3. Simple habit. It's in my brain. Now, those simple habits make your life easy. So whatever it is, especially the time when you feel like giving up, kuch nahi ho raha hai, yaar, you push through. Because when you push through, you will get a breakthrough. You will get a breakthrough only when you go out of your comfort zone. If you're always in your comfort zone, you're not going to learn. Are you going to do that, Aishwarya? The next time you feel like giving up, you say, no, I'm going to do it today, now. You don't know if tomorrow is going to be there. But now is the moment. Right? Okay. Best of luck, Aishwarya. Welcome. Okay, we have some more questions in the chat. Let's see. Should we take the chat? Okay. We have somebody called Purnima P. Kumar. Sir, a person gets into depression when he or she gets through. Purnima, can you put on your this? I would like to hear you out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Purnima. Ask a question.
Sir, I was just asking, when a person goes through depression, he goes through bad times, no? But however, he comes out with the depression thing, but some things remains in his heart, but he cannot overcome, sir.
I will tell you, Purnima ji, there are many people who don't go through bad times, still they have depression. I know people who have all the money in the world, they have everything. You look at their life, it is perfect. Still are going through depression. And whatever basically is your mindset, how again, go back to the story of the donkey, which I shared in the beginning. It is up to you how you take it. It is for you to decide whether you want to hold on to something or let go. If you hold on to something, it is like if you are carrying weight on your shoulders, is that weight helping you? Just ask yourself, is that helping you? If the answer is yes, you hold on to it. But if the answer is no, this is not helping me. This fear is not really helping me. My past fears, some of you might have gone to school, or most of you might have gone to school. You might have had a teacher, you might be afraid, but holding on to those fears don't help you. So it is up to you to decide whether you want to hold on to something or not hold on to. It is up to you to decide whether you want to go into depression or not. If you look at something as a challenge, everybody goes through difficult times. Just convert those difficult times into challenging times. Now, look, if you change your perspective, if you look at life as a game, I don't look at life as something permanent. Life is not permanent. It's gonna go, I was the most mischievous kid in school. I still continue to be mischievous because I look at it as a game. If you look at life as a game, you can come up with solutions. As I told you, if somebody falls in a ditch and you start crying, it's not going to help them. If you can't do anything, or if you can do something, give them a hand, call somebody. So, that's how.
But sir, sometimes the situation comes in our life, like we overcome through the things and we move on to very far to means बहुत extent तक हम move on कर जाते हैं.
Correct.
But एक situation आती है when that person or that situation comes and you just flashback everything.
Correct.
And how to deal with that?
Ma'am, the only way
we cannot resist that person. Like just seeing that the person face, it just sometimes some people feel irritation. The bad vibes.
I hope it is not somebody at ICFAI.
No, not actually, sir.
Okay. See, I know what you are saying, but holding on to that feeling, if you hold on to that feeling, it gives you a bad feeling, right? It gives you a bad feeling in your heart, in your gut, in your mind. आपको बुरा लगता है. Only
yes,
when
sir.
आपको बुरा लगता है, तो उससे आपको कुछ फायदा नहीं हो रहा. अगर आपको फायदा चाहिए, that's why they say forgive. आप क्यों forgive करते हो? You learn from it. If a person has been bad to you, if a snake has bitten you, don't go near the snake. But at the same time, in your mind, if you keep holding to that, it leads to other problems. बहुत लोगों को, you know, they get other complications, other diseases, because they are holding on to that guilt or that anger. So they will get high BP, they will get ulcers in their mouth because inside them they have anger. But once you forgive, okay, I got this experience, okay, but the rest of my life is ahead of me. Should I look back? जब भी आप गाड़ी चला रहे हो या बाइक चला रहे हो, do you look in your rear view mirror or you look ahead? Yes, you look in the rear view mirror. कभी किसी accident हो गया, you look, you are careful, but you have your whole life ahead of you. I don't know how old are you, Purnima ji?
So 22.
22. So you have another 80 years of life, maybe. I don't know, 70 years of life. Look at that, move ahead. Because only if you move ahead, you will go ahead, you know. If you just look in the past, you can't, you know, it's going to hold you back. So it's for you to decide. You want to go ahead in the future or live in the past?
So I agree. But can I cross question you? Like you said, you gave the example of snake, right? But in our life, there are some people that we have to live with them, but we cannot tolerate them. So how to deal with that person? We cannot also ignore them. And we have to live with them also.
I do not know who you are hinting at. I do not want to go into the details of that.
Okay, I think Yogesh sir has so many other more sessions to attend, and it was, very nice and very motivational, talk that we had. A very healthy discussion about how to get through this pandemic all together. We all have to stay in this together, as Yogesh sir was saying, that we have to have that inner. From inside, we have to get the confidence and do it ourselves, somehow come out of it and be positive. So I think, sir, it was a lovely session today that we had with all of us together, and everyone was very nice, and they had very good questions that we had, we got more knowledge about it. So as of now, so I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our Sir, Yogesh sir, guest speaker, Vice Chancellor sir, and everyone who took out time from their schedule and marking this program with their glorious presence. I also thank my colleagues for making this event a success. And last but not the least, I would like to thank HOD, our head of department, Dr. Meena Bandari ma'am, Assistant Professor Ms. Atulya Verma ma'am, Faculty Associate Ms. Swati Raturi, and IT support Mr. Akhilesh for extending their constant support and assistance. And lastly, I would like to end with a note saying that stay safe, stay positive, and we shall overcome this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everybody. We have a lot of questions, but due to shortage of time, we will not be able to take. However, all of you who want to continue this conversation, this journey, I'll share an email. We have some programs, as I told you, some of, like we meet once a week kind of, which are free, meditation, mindset. You could note down the email, you could be a part of it, and you could note down, this is Anushka. Her email is NUSH, that's Nush 9310. Nush 9310 at gmail.com. You could write her an email and, okay. Can somebody type it in the chat? I don't know how to type it in the chat. Yep, Nush 9310 at, not Mush, NUSH, not Mush, N for Nagpur, Nush, right? So great, thank you very much, everybody. We had a wonderful conversation, and take care, and see you guys soon, Yep, Nush.
Thank you, guys.
NUSH 9310. Thank you, everybody at ICFAI, and you guys are doing great. And thank you, and continue playing golf, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Arjun.
Cheers, Yogesh. Yeah, good to know. Even I removed my TV last year ever since this pandemic started, and life's been so much better without the TV.
We don't have news. I don't have news at home.
Correct.
I don't watch news. Play some music. Spend time with your family.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cheers. I'll connect with you soon. Nice meeting you. See you again.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.